Welcome to a mobility routine that you can do any time of day that you like. Morning is great, of course, to start your day with this. We'll begin standing, and then for the second half, we'll move into the ground, into some postures that you'll recognize from the yoga tradition. So we'll begin back with feet underneath the hips and arms dangling along the side. And wherever you are, just take a half a step forward. And then on the back leg, we start to focus our attention and let it circle around. And you can see that I moved right into the top of my toes here, and that's what I'd love for you to do too. Just take this circle, bring it into the top of the foot, and all the way around. This is the beginning of what we call dasha chalana in the Ayurvedic tradition. I'm moving around 8 ways, one direction, 8 ways another. If you like that structure and methodology, you get to choose however you move. Moving in different direction, then when you're ready to bring this to the other foot, take another half a step forward and bring it into the other leg. Moving around, circling into the top of the foot, around. Might even hear some cracking or snapping in the toes. These are joints that don't often get moved because they're kind of stationary, especially as we walk about the world in shoes. And then step both feet together. So when you're complete here, both feet, knees start to bend, hips start to come back like you're going to sit down in an imaginary chair. The hands come to the tops of the thighs, and then your fingertips just drape over the kneecaps as you start to circle here. Knees in a circular direction. It's really the action of the hips here, so it's hip mobility in this movement. The knees only move in one direction, kind of like a door. They're kind of like a hinge. But it's this movement here that's getting into the hips, and it makes it look like the knees are circling. Moving 8 one way, 8 another way if you liked that before. Otherwise, just circling to your heart's content. And then round all the way up. Take the feet just a little bit wider and start to bring the hips into a circle around town. You can feel even the weight shifting underneath the feet here as the hips circle around. Good way to start the day is with awareness of the bottoms of your feet. The things that take you from thing to thing, everything that you need to do. Feel the movement in the low back, the sensation of stretch even perhaps. Smaller movements then working towards something larger, something more full range for you. And then we'll bring this into the shoulders. So let the shoulders round up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. And then the other way. And moving, as we move here, moving lymph nodes tend to hang out in the place, the sides of the neck, and over the collarbones, under the armpits. Moving lymph here is an added benefit of all this mobility work. Moving in the other direction when you get a chance. And we'll take the nose, and just like if you're going to draw a circle on the wall in front of you, instead of moving the head back, you'll use the nose to draw a circle. So you end up looking off to one side, up, and then looking down and circling down. If this ever gets too dizzying for you, you can exclude this movement altogether from your practice. There's other ways to move the neck. Or you can simply close your eyes and slow it down, and sometimes that will help. And then take the wrist and the hands, interlace them together and start to circle the wrists. Forward forward and back. Sometimes you want to get the shoulders involved here. You can lift and raise the shoulders and bring it back down. Change direction as always. You can even do that opposite interlace of the fingers. See how that feels? It's going to feel a little bit more awkward. We've always got a way that we habitually lace our fingers. And bring it back down. And then you can even keep the fingers laced together, but just draw this time. So we bring it really into the shoulders, less into the wrists as you draw a shape in front of you. I tend to draw infinity signs. I love the cyclical motion of the infinity sign, but choose something that feels good, something symmetrical, a heart. And then let this move into your upper body. So I automatically go there, but then it starts to move into this wiggle a little bit. Kind of is the introduction to our next car movement. We haven't done a ton of that quite yet. And so here, you'll let the arms drop. We'll move more so intentionally into the thoracic spine. I'll kneel, but you can stand. So you get a slightly different view of this movement. I'll kneel down here, cross your arms. And then if you have the extra mobility, you can even just wrap the arms around and give yourself a hug. Fingertips come back to the back of the shoulder, maybe even to your shoulder blade. So find what's accessible for you. I'll start with crossed. You'll take a breath, and on your exhale, draw your chin into your chest. So you're flexing here in the top of the spine, the middle of the spine. And then shine your heart and twist over to the left side. So you can mirror me here. And then you'll drop the back shoulder and raise the front shoulder, bringing yourself into lateral flexion of the spine. And then you'll work to extend your spine tall, and it'll almost feel like you're circling back behind you. You'll reach the spine nice and tall. Instead of flexed, it's extended. And it'll bring you to the other side. So as you arrive on the other side, you'll feel your opposite shoulder lifted and the opposite shoulder drawing down. And then level off the shoulders. So you're still twisted to the right side, level off the shoulders, and then face the sternum forward and lift your chest, or lift your gaze. Great. We'll move in the same articular rotation, but we'll move it to the other side. So this time, draw your chin into your chest, shine your heart over to the side, over to the left side. Then raise the front shoulder and drop the back shoulder. And then start to extend your spine tall, like you could sit up straight. You'll start to find that you even lean a little bit back, moving across the body. And then finding a dip and a rise of the shoulder on the other side here. Laterally flexed. Keep the chest drawn into the chin. And then level out your shoulders. You're still faced and twisted off to one side. And then shine your sternum forward and lift your gaze. And you can move back and forth in that direction, any direction you like. So we'll begin on the first side again. Move your chin into your chest. Face off to the left side. Drop the back shoulder, raise the front shoulder. And then extend your spine tall. And feel this move across the body. Laterally flexed and bent to the side on the other side. Level off the shoulders. Face the front of the chest and the sternum forward. And then lift your gaze. And you can move around the other way. Drop the chin. Shine the heart off to the right side. Raise the front shoulder, drop the left. Drop the back. Extend the spine. Let it carry you to the other side, bending to the other side. Ensuring that there's still some flexion here. Keep the chin into the chest. Level the shoulders. Face the sternum forward. Lift the gaze. So that's a controlled articular rotation for the thoracic spine. And we'll move into the shoulders now. So you'll take The right arm off to the side, palm facing forward, draw it ahead of you. You can simply mirror me as we do this. And then you'll move the arm up and back. Palm still facing forward. It might face a little bit more towards the sky now. And then here's where we internally rotate. So you'll take the palm and you'll start to press it down, like you're gonna push air behind you. Your shoulder moves into extension as you move your arm behind you. Press the arm, yep, exactly, back. And then the back of the hand comes to the side of the leg. All right, so your palm is facing out here, out and away. And then we'll move the same way we came into it in reverse. So you'll start to press the arm back, extend the shoulder, move it up and high. You'll start to feel that rotation of the shoulder happen. You'll feel the external rotation want to happen. Palm facing forward and up, and then it moves in a diagonal line across ahead of you again. And down in front, off to the side. Let's try it on the other side. Here's a carve for the other shoulder. We'll begin with the palm facing forward across your body, and then inhale, rise on the diagonal off to the side. Press the palm down, back, and up as you start to let the arm drop behind you. Shoulder moves into extension. Back of the hand comes to the side of the leg. Palms facing out. And then inhale. Move the arm back behind you, shoulder into extension, and then you'll feel this natural want to let the shoulder externally rotate again as you move it up. Let that happen. Yep. And then let it drop all the way in front of you. Good. So it's an internal, external rotation of the arm here. Let's do it one more time on this side so you get the hang of it. Cross it in front of you. Inhale. The arm as it's externally rotated up to the sky, off to the side, and then internally rotate the shoulder, palm forward, down, and back, and up. Let the arm fall behind you, and then return it to the side of the leg, palm facing out. Inhale, move it behind you, up, around, palm facing back, up again, external rotation, and then move it ahead. Great, and that's what allows us to really find all range of motion in the shoulder joints. The shoulder joints are ball and socket joints, just like the hips. And we want to find the fullest range of that as much as we can without moving into pain, right? So if you feel like bone on bone, if you feel a sharp pain that may be more characteristic of nerve pain, that's the time to stop what you're doing, move out of the fullest range of where you are, and then continue with the movement and see how that feels from there. So you just adjust when that happens. If pain persists, set the cars aside for a while and see somebody that can help you there if you feel like there's something that needs to be looked at. We'll move into some elbow cars, which are real simple. Palms facing in front of you, bend the elbows, palms facing up. Just as much as you can, flex the elbows, then turn the palms down and extend the arms. This is supination and pronation of the elbow. This is a movement that happens right here. So it's not at the elbow, it's just these two bones here. Take a little pivot as you pronate the palm down. So the wrist is stationary. Just looks like the wrist is moving. Supination, pronation. And then last but not least, the hips. And so you'll either grab a chair and bring it to the side of your extended leg that you're going to stand on. I have a mobility stick here. This is honestly, this is just something that I made from Home Depot. PVC pipe with a little cap on the side. So whatever you have to hold on to here, it could be certainly the back of a chair or a wall. You'll bring the structure around the side of the leg you're going to stand on, and then you'll bend the other knee. Bend it all the way in. Tension comes now to the hips as we moved into some hip cards. You'll externally rotate the hip, just kind of like a hacky sack movement, like you're gonna kick a hacky sack with the inner edge of your foot, and then you'll bring the knee out to the side. Yeah. And then from here, you're gonna kick the heel up back behind you as the knee comes down. You're internally rotating at the hip. Bring the knees alongside each other. Good. Stand strong in that extended standing leg. And then from here, inhale. Externally rotate the hip. Bring the knee off to the side. Cross it in front of you. Adduct. And exhale, set everything back down. I'll show you this movement from the side as well. So you'll find a nice strong standing leg, and ensuring that we don't sink into the hip, right? So there's a tendency here to like sink into the connective tissue on one hip, especially when you balance. And see if you can't keep that hip drawing in, and use your glute medius as you work with the other leg. So you'll bend the knee. And then you'll externally rotate, right? You'll face the inner line of your leg up towards the sky, bring it off to the side. And then here is where we start to dip the knee down and the heel comes up as we move the hip into extension and the knees alongside each other. And then from here, externally rotate the hip, knee pointing off to the side. And then bring it ahead of you and set it back down. Good, and we'll bring this to the other side. Take a breath. Find new strength in your standing new leg. Inhale, knee. Externally rotate as you bring the leg off to the side. Point the knee down as the heel comes up to the sky. Bring both knees in towards each other. Internally rotate. Inhale, as you open. Externally rotate off to the side. Adduct at the hip as you bring your leg in front of you and set it back down. You can take as many of those as you like on either side. And then we'll begin our next portion of mobility on the ground. I'll meet you back on the mat. Come on all the way down to the ground. And as you're here, you'll find cat-cow by rounding the spine and tucking the chin in towards the chest. Press the tops of the feet down behind you, and then as you inhale, raise the gaze up the wall. You can even curl the toes under. Breath in. Exhale, round the spine, press the tops of the feet into the ground. Or you might even find the reverse breath pattern is more comfortable. Everyone finds that coordination of breath a little differently in cat-cow. So exhale, round if you like, or you can inhale to round. That's fine. Keep moving in cat-cow. Keep the breath moving with cat-cow. A couple more times. And then we'll add in a block or even just a book, a couple of books stacked underneath. And find some symmetry, right? Yoga's not all about symmetry. So we'll raise the hand of one block up and keep the other hand on the ground and find cat-cow this way. A little less conventional, but helps to move into some different corners of the upper body. You might even really feel the space there across the back, the upper back as you round. You might find sore muscles. You might find new spaces and new crooks and crevices of the spine. What can you tune into here as we find some asymmetry in the body? Noticing some different things perhaps. And then slide that block underneath the other hand. Cat-cow. A couple more times, just as long as it's feeling well and it feels like it's opening into your body here, finding the mobility that you want to find. And you'll slide the block away just off to the side for a moment. Press both hands into the ground, shoulders just behind the wrists, or the wrists just ahead of the shoulders. Tuck your toes, press into the toes, press into the hands, all 10 fingers, as you raise your knees and shift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And let the ears fall just between the elbows, and even some motion here might be welcome. Simply hold steady in your down dog. And we'll move in and out of down dog and plank. We'll round the spine, and as you round the spine, you'll feel a natural shift forward. Let that happen onto the hands, into plank, knees up or knees down, but one long line from the top of the head all the way down to the tailbone. Then shift the hips back and up. Press into hands, ensuring not to lock the elbows, and then round the spine. Let the weight shift forward. And find this little ripple or this little wave here, back and forth. You can simply hold steady in one place. Couple more times with your spinal wave. Let it round you forward. Hold at the top. And shifting back. Round through, and then meet me in plank, and here's where we'll drop the knees. We'll come back to sit on the heels just for a moment, and we'll think about our next posture, which will be asymmetrical. We'll move into like a low lunge, half split, lizard, and some thoracic spine rotation all at the same time. So you'll extend your right leg long, lift the leg, bend the knee, sweep it into the chest, bring yourself here into a knee down or a low lunge. I often find that shifting my back knee back is more comfortable for my hips. You can press the top of the foot into the ground or tuck it under. And then from here, we'll shift the hips forward and back. I love to use blocks for this, or you could use fingertips or fist as you shift. There's no need to move into your full range just right off the bat. We did that with our car movements earlier. But here we can simply kind of warm into it. We want to warm the taffy before we start pulling it. My middle school track coach used to tell me that, and I never forgot it. I'll find some warmth in the body, let it move you into wider ranges. And this can also be done on a chair. In a future video, I'll show you how to do this on a chair without coming down onto your knees. One more time forward, one more time back. This time as you move forward, you might even open into the chest and exalt your low lunge here. And then exhale, shift back. And let the block that's on the inside of the knee come down to the shortest height. Place your hand on that block. And your right hand on your hip as you start to open up to the right. Keeping the hand on the hip or letting the back arm raise. Inhale. Pausing here, and then exhale and close the chest. Shine the heart back down to the ground. Walk your blocks forward again. And you can use your blocks here as we start to work our way into lizard. If you want to use blocks here, place both blocks on the inside of the foot on the shortest height. And then heel toe that foot off to the side so there's more space now underneath you. And then set the forearms down on the blocks. Yep, exactly. You can scoot that back leg back just a little bit more. Take a pause here in our lizard. And then just like a little bit of a push-up, you'll press into the blocks, bring yourself a little higher again. And then open to the right side as you revolve your lunge, revolve your lizard, excuse me. Raise your right hand to the sky or keep it on your hip, or you might even let it wrap around you. And then hold here. There's an option here to take this one step further. So you'll bring your right hand to the back of your head if you're choosing to move into some thoracic rotation in a different way. Your elbow will start to face towards your wrist, or bring it towards your wrist as your chest faces the ground. And then inhale, open the chest. Keep really strong into that left arm. There's a tendency here I have to lock my arm, keep a little bend. Bring the wrist and the elbow together just as much as you can, and then open the chest. Find maybe 2 or 3 more times of this motion, or you can simply continue your hold. Find a new position of the arm. Change it up just a little bit. You'll open your one more time and then release the arm. Great, walk the heel back in just a little bit. Drag both knees back towards each other. And then you'll set up for a bit of a different position with the blocks here. So you'll reach your left leg back behind you. Lift, bend, sweep it in, bring your foot up near or between your hands. And here we are in a low lunge on the other side. We'll repeat everything here. So untuck the back toes or tuck it under, whatever's more comfortable. And then find yourself shifting back and forth. Fingertips, fists, or take blocks. And use the blocks as an extension for your arms, like walking on stilts, shifting back and forth. And as you do this, you might even bring some flexion back into the spine and extension. So as you shift forward, look up, raise your gaze, push the chest forward, and exhale. Inhale, shifting forward. Noticing what's happening, what the sensation is on this side. It could be different. Often different sides of the body feel different. One more time, shifting forward. And really press the chest forward and lift the gaze and find this exalted here, low lunge. There's even an invitation here to raise your arms for a moment if you'd like to find some extra strength. Bend the elbows. Inhale, breath in. And then exhale, reach forward if your arms were lifted. Come on back to blocks or just walk back. Ground the front heel into the ground. Bring your block onto the inside of your left knee. Right hand on block as you open to the side. Inhale, breath in. Look up. You simply can wrap your arm here too, or keep it right on the hip. And then exhale, close off the chest. Come on back to blocks. And we'll move into lizard. So if you're on blocks, bring them both to the inside of the front foot. Heel toe off to the side, make yourself just a little bit more space. You can come all the way down to the ground or blocks in the lowest height. Set your forearms down on the ground. Clasp the hands together or press the palms into the ground. And find yourself in deep hip flexion on the left side, deep hip extension on the right side. Take a breath. And then press up, blocks or ground. And then inhale, you'll start to open your chest to the inside of the left leg. Left arm raises. And hand into block or right into the ground. And hold here if you like. Same invitation on this side. If you decided to hold and you want to hold here again, you can start to lift the back leg and grab around and hold the back leg here in your lizard shape, in your revolved lizard. Or you could bend the elbow and place the hand at the back of the head and bring your elbow to your wrist, just like we did before. Breath in. Breathing as you move, breathing as you hold. And finding some mobility where you need it most this week, and especially in your day ahead. Letting your breath move with you. Can you coordinate it together? Can you ask it to move in tandem with each other? Notice what you notice when you kind of get both online at the same time. One more time or one more second of hold. And then close off the chest. And scoot that leg back in. You can heel toe it back in. And then bring both knees towards each other. You might tuck the toes and just sit back on the heels or sit cross-legged just for a moment. We make all this space in the chest and find all this movement in the thoracic spine so that we can breathe easier. So for a moment, find your breath. Let it move your body. Doesn't have to be deep. In fact, a lighter, smaller breath through the nose, seal the lips together, really helps us accomplish that parasympathetic nervous system activation that we're all looking for in our day. And so just breathe in this nice, light, easy way with newfound space in your chest and your torso. And you can simply close your practice here if you like, or if you want to move into one last pranayama, we'll do alternate nostril breathing. So take the hands, interlace them together. You often see it done this way, but I think it's interesting to do it this way, and it's a little more symmetrical to teach it this way. And so you'll use your thumbs to plug your nostrils, right? So you don't need to stick it up there. You just kind of need to plug the base of the nose. And you can sit any way you like for this. I'll come all the way down so you can see. And you'll take a breath, you'll exhale. And then you'll move the hands towards the nose and simply plug the left side of your nose. Plug the right side of your nose at the base. Take a breath in through the left side of the nose. At the top of your inhale, plug the left. Exhale now through the free right side of the nose. Inhale through that same side of the nose, up the right. Plug the right nostril, exhale left. Breath in through the left side, hold at the top. Plug the left, exhale through the free nostril. Inhale through the free nostril. Close off left, close off right, exhale left. And continue moving this way back and forth in Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. When you're ready to release the pranayama, release your willful breath, come back to something that's a cadence that's just natural and easy and effortless for you. And this is where we'll close out our practice. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks so much for joining.